Hello, everyone. This is Jay, and we're from Heroes to Icons for another week of our must have comic books. And this week we are covering the books for January 22nd, 2020. And I'm just happy to be alive. Glad we're got a lot of books coming out. Last couple of weeks have been kind of light, but these next few weeks I believe is going to be a little bit heavier, especially with the Batman books and some other things that are coming out. I just want to give a shout out to all of my subscribers. Very happy that I have been making a little bit of an impact with what people are looking at. And I myself just want to, how should I say, give a little bit more of a wider breadth of what's out there, what's collectible, what's good, stories, art, whatever. And just glad my eyes also have been opened up, that it's not just about the keys or what's just popular, but what you may like. Shout out to Metarog, who has shown some Bronze Age Spider-Woman comic books and got me on the bandwagon for that. You know, sometimes you look at stuff and be like, oh, that's neat, and then you never pull a trigger on it. But there's no time like the present, right? And just finished my planetary run. I need one book for my John Byrne Wonder Woman run. I think I need one book for my John Byrne Incredible Hulk run. It's just awesome to be collecting comics now. And we had a second Black Widow trailer and the Morbius trailer. And my wife calls me a purist, but I'm really digging that Morbius trailer. I don't watch too many comic book movies that aren't, I guess, quote unquote, mainstream. But that Morbius trailer looks pretty dope. So without further ado, we're going to jump into these books. I don't want to bore you half to death. I think my last two videos were like 13 and a half minutes for my talking that I've done so far. It'll probably be a little bit longer. Starting off with DC Comics, we have Basket Full of Heads number 4 by Joe Hill and Leo Max. Dan McDade. Batgirl 43 by Cecil Castellucci and Cian Dormi. Carmen Diamantego is doing cover A, and Terry Dodson is doing cover B. Basket Full of Heads has 2 covers. I did not put who did those covers, but it has 2 covers. Batman Beyond number 40 by Dan Jurgens and Sean Chen. 10 issues away from 50, and the way this book has been going, 50 will probably be very important. Cover A is by Dustin Wen, and cover B is by Francis Manipool. One of my favorite books of 2019 going into 2020, Batman Curse of the White Knight number 6, written, drawn, and both covers by Sean Murphy. He has already let everyone know that I think he's soon to be working on the sequel to Batman Curse of the White Knight. And it'll probably be Batman Beyond the White Knight, most likely. Batman 87 by James Tynion and Tony Daniels. Cover A is by Tony Daniels, and cover B is by Francesco Mattina. We have a 100-page giant, Birds of Prey number 1. If you're into those, grab that. Detective Comics 1019 by Peter Tomasi and Scott Dogluski. Cover A is by Rafa Sandoval, and cover B is by Lee Bermejo. Beautiful cover. Far Sector number 3 by J.K. Jemisin and Jamal Campbell. This book is dope. And as I said before, you can most likely look for Sojourner to be the Green Lantern of the G5 series. Red Hood Outlaw number 42 by Scott Lobdell and Paleo Pantalina. Yeah, this guy has some really 90s looking artwork. Glad to see that he's doing some interiors. Pantalina is doing cover A, and Philip Tan is doing cover B. Shazam number 10 by Jeff Johns and Dale Inglesham. Inglesham is doing cover A, and Dustin Wen is doing cover B. I love Shazam, but I don't really love what they're doing with it. Okay. Superman number 19 by Brian Michael Bendis and Joe Prada and Ivan Reis. Reis and Prada is doing cover A, and Brian Hitch is doing cover B. And I guess this continues the identity reveal for Superman. Wonder Woman 750, The Big Book by DC by Vita Ayala and Alina Caspergrande, among others. And this has a slew of covers. I'm just going to go through the year's covers. Cover A is done by Joel Jones. Cover B is the 1940s by Joshua Middleton. Cover C, the 1950s by Jenny Frison. Cover D, the 1960s by J. Scott Campbell. Cover E, the 1970s by Oliver Kopel. Cover F, the 1980s by George Perez. What happened to her legs, George? Cover G, the 1990s by Brian Boland. H is the 2000s by Adam Hughes. Cover I is a Jim Lee variant, and cover J is a blank cover variant. And there are tons of other covers. Among them, J. Scott Campbell has his covers, and I know Shannon Mayer just showed a phenomenal cover for this Wonder Woman 750. Make sure you get one of them. I believe it's like a $10 book. But it is square bound, so hooray for DC Comics for that. Last book for DC is Year of the Villain, Hell Arisen number 2 by James Tynion and Steve Epting. Steve Epting is doing cover A, and Riccardo Federici is doing cover B. If any pauses you might hear, it's just me taking a swig of coffee, besides taking pauses to properly pronounce some of these people's names. Moving over to Image Comics, we have Middle West number 14 by Scotty Young and Jorge Corona. And that is it for Image Comics this week. Moving over to the Indies, Folklords number 3 by Matt Kind and Matt Smith. Matt Kind is doing cover A, and Dustin Nguyen is very busy on the cover B's, is doing cover B. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 47 by Ryan Perrott and Daniel D. Niculio. Cover A is by Jamal Campbell. Cover B is a foil cover by Gone Montes. And cover C is a card variant by Chris Anka. Once and Future number 6 by Kilingarian and Dan Mora. I can't wait for them to turn this into a television show. It's definitely going to happen. Definitely my top indie book currently. Last book for the Indies is Vampire State Building number 4 by Angie Patrick Renault and Charlie Atlard. I got a few covers for this. Raphael Albuquerque is doing cover A. Cover B is by Chris Rathburn. Love that cover. Cover C is by Fritz Casa. And cover D is by Dyke Ruan. And cover E is a glow-in-the-dark cover of cover B. Marvel Comics, The Amazing Spider-Man 38 by Nick Spencer and Eben Colio. I'm only showing one cover for that, and that is the Phil Noto Marvel's X variant. Black Panther number 20 by Tanase Coates and Ryan Bodemian. Cover A is by Daniel Acuna, and cover B is by Michael Cho. Captain Marvel 14 by Kelly Thompson and Lee Garbett. Matt Brooks is doing cover A. Alex Gardner is doing cover B. And cover C is the continued connecting cover by In Huckley. Conan Serpent War number 4 by Jim Zub and Ig Guara. Cover A is by Carlos Pacheco. Cover B is by Giuseppe Camacoli. And cover C is an incentive cover. The artist I do not know. Excalibur number 6 by Tiny Howard and Marcus Toe. Mahmoud Asrar is doing cover A. Tom Coker is doing cover B, which is a Phoenix 40th anniversary cover. And Mike McCone is doing cover C, the Marvel's X variant. Fantastic Four 18 by Dan Slott and Paco Medina. So glad the regular artist Paco Medina is reigning terror on the Fantastic Four. Cover A is by Nick Bradshaw, and cover B, a Marvel's X variant, is by Greg Smallwood of the Ben Grimm and family. Guardians of the Galaxy #1, another reboot. Cool Miami Vice for cover one. By Al Ewing and Juan Cabal. Cover A is by Juan Cabal. Cover B is a Scan cover and Marvel X. Wonderful looking Black Bolt. Cover C is by Ron Lim. Cover D is by Ivan Shavrin. Cover E is a blank cover, and cover F is by Pepe Larraz, and that is a party variant. The Marauders #6 by Jerry Dugan and Mateo Loai. Russell Dodderman is doing cover A, and Alan Davis is giving us a Phoenix 40th anniversary cover for cover B. The Ruins of Ravencroft #1, or one shot, I guess I should say, by Frank Terry and Angel Unzeta. Cover A is by Geraldo Sandoval, and cover B is by Greg Land. We have 2 True Believers books out this week. One pertains to Dracula, and the other one pertains to, I think, the Silver Age Daredevil. Last book for Marvel, Web of Venom, The Good Son, #1 by Zach Thompson and Diogenes Nevis. Cover A is by Philip Tan, and cover B is by Gerardo Sandoval, and that is an incentive cover. And that is our books for this week. For the covers of the week, we have Batman 87, the Matina cover. Always love Matina when he hits home runs. Batman Beyond #40, the Francis Manipool cover, and I believe all his covers have made my covers of the week when he's done it for Batman Beyond. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 47, the Jamal Campbell cover. Captain Marvel #14, the Mark Brooks cover, and the best looking buff She-Hulk I have seen so far. Slim her back down, please. And for the covers of the week, it is whatever choice you have for Wonder Woman 750, which I guess includes the Art Germ cover and all those other ones. Take your pick. For the books of the week, we have Wonder Woman 750. Obviously, it's some type of, can't say it's an anniversary, it's just 750. I guess they wanted to make a big deal about it. Batman Curse of the White Knight, of course, my very favorite, #6. And then we have Web of Venom, The Good Son, #1, which I know everybody's going to be wanting to pick that up. And a new great read also, Far Sector #3. And our book of the week, another J favorite, is Once and Future #6 from Boom Studios. So I kept it at 13 minutes again, slamming. All right, people, go out there and get what you want. And never forget that Jay is always here with you with his suspension of disbelief. I'll catch you guys at the same bad time and at the same bad channel. Peace.